What do you know? What do you know about what's going on in Mexico?
They killed some dude. Everyone got mad.
Those are good cliff notes.
Okay.
Americans,
sum it up?
get out the country.
Can't.
Or get to the embassy.
I was at the gym this morning.
All of a sudden, you can't get into America from Mexico.
Borders are locked down.
What?
Borders are secure.
Yay. Hey, welcome to Not a Fitted Podcast. It's your boy Anthony, Conservative Chicano. I got my guys here. Got the Bishop, got the Token. Did you know we talk about current events, but we talk about culture and its influence on the church here? So what I need you to do right now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with somebody, get us out there. We've had a great couple of last week on the podcast. Real quick note for y'all. Did I not say that on some of our clips when it came to Epstein, they were going to turn us down? Did I not say that?
Yeah, you did.
I did. And sure enough, they turned us down on it.
Turned down for what?
Turned down for what? But I want you to know that our President Donald Trump, decided that he was going to release alien files. Now that the whole Epstein files is out, we might as well release about the aliens. Aren't we all excited to see the aliens?
No.
Well, if it's real, it's a bit You say that now, but if he really find out there's aliens.
Okay, but
everyone's going to be at church, the pastor talking about the aliens.
Okay, but would you...
would you rather know the people's names on
care.
the Epstein files or some aliens?
Names.
I want names.
If we find out, if we had like verified there's aliens, it's taking over every story without a doubt.
Gosh.
But
people,
why?
people at church would be like, "Is it really God?" People question all kinds of stuff. It'll be insane.
They're fallen angels. That's what I would say.
Yeah, people are crazy.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, we want names.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just telling you, if you find about
you're saying if he releases files and it really is something there, it's going to take over.
If they come out and say we got this spaceship right here, if we had this alien,
we got the USS Enterprise right here. Yeah.
Okay, all right, when you start talking about spaceships, it'd be a little bit different.
Okay, so Will Smith,
the spaceship matters, but not the alien.
Well, yeah, because now they can get to us. Aliens somewhere else, I don't care about. Aliens who can show up at my doorstep, I care now.
Okay, so now we care. Well, they're with this podcast. All right, where's the tinfoil hats? Where's the tinfoil? We need to get the tinfoil hats.
Well, how would you even know with AI right now? Like, how would you even know?
But all I know is I'm gonna go back and watch Independence Day. Now, if we come up with aliens, I just gotta go back and watch it.
But we need somebody else besides Will Smith.
Keep my name at your mouth. Hey, he acted a little tough though. It wasn't just Hollywood. He acted a little tough when he slapped him in the face. I feel confident. Okay, well, moving right along.
Yeah, we'll go.
So,
we need to talk about what matters most.
The Epstein files. That's what I'm trying to.
Oh, USA won last night in hockey.
I'm getting there. Slow your roll.
I knew you guys would care.
You realize it's an all-white team. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. So
we look great out there.
Oh my goodness.
Pure domination.
You guys still own the sport?
Dude, I'm telling you right now. If you watch the Winter Olympics, it's all of us. This is where we excel. Every 4 years, we dominate.
Cold weather.
Cold weather, curling. Just absolute domination in curling.
So are you saying... Now, these are different shades of white, though, right? You have Norwegians, you have Swedes, you have Germans.
No, those are all losers. We won.
White America. Yeah. As Eminem would say.
Hey, look, Iowa, stand up. Nebraska.
Alabama.
No. This is Winter Olympics.
Oh, Winter Olympics.
So you got to be cold areas.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. A Chinese girl that won too?
She's half white. She is half.
I don't know.
They had a girl from Clovis. She's born in Clovis. She's the first women's winner or something like that.
Clovis, let's go.
Yeah, and she's Chinese.
She look white.
I read a little bit about it. She got a crazy story, so she might be white.
Her
dad and her mom ain't her dad and her mom. Look it up.
Okay. Well,
right.
Yeah, it's crazy adoption, but not adoption story.
Oh,
yeah.
That took a twist right there.
Yeah, but in all other news, Minnesota.
Okay, stand up.
Stand
Wisconsin.
up. Wisconsin.
Stand up.
New Hampshire.
Michigan.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Somalis?
No, it's cold winter sports.
Oh, I was like, didn't know white people there.
No, they're leaving
video.
anyway. They're leaving anyway.
I know, they
We
ain't
got to
going
worry
nowhere.
about it.
Okay,
They're
so-
not dominating ice hockey.
I want to say this. I want to say this about the Epstein files. I really, just getting back to that just for a second. I really don't think we should be protecting predators. I think you should, I think we should. I think we have a right to know who they are. I just want to say that.
Yeah, they don't want to release their friends' names though.
But listen, we have a right to know, because do you want your tax dollars paying the salary of a sitting Congress member who was being kids? I don't. I know that was rhetorical. I'm just saying, like, I don't. So friend or no friend, then quit. Then have the gumption, have the courage to say I'm not running for re-election next year. Am I wrong? If that's the case, then just quit.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we want it to happen. We want people to get released. The names get released. We want to know who did it. For them to pay the consequences. But I think it's just too many people's friends.
Okay. Well, I just want to be on the record to let people know that's exactly how I feel. I don't care Republican, Democrat, Independent. I don't care who you are.
But they did get one of the Princes, right?
They did.
Yeah,
Andrew.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
cousin.
I don't know what he did. He made some people mad. They just like him out the dry. There's pictures out of him. It's like,
Oh, yeah, no. He was with little kids.
Wait, but how did he get caught?
Because his name got doxxed. I mean, his name got out there.
and there's pictures of him.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, forgot to black out your name. My bad."
Yeah. I don't know. He must have made somebody mad.
Yeah, it's like he
he fell on a sword. That's for sure.
Well,
All right.
sucks to be him.
Let's get to it. Since you brought up the hockey, I do have a legit question. Once again, we're back to it. The Olympics. Do people got problems with people who aren't supporting America? They're using this opportunity to platform their own ideologies. They're not grateful. Basically, there's no national pride there. And then, of course, you get the USA hockey team. Shout out. Haven't won since the Miracle on Ice. What was that, 80 or 84? No, it had to be 82 or 86.
They said 46 years ago.
Yeah. It had to be 82 or 86 because it's on off years. The Olympics was on every 4. So it would have been 80, 84, 88, 92. So they would be 86, 90. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be the odd numbers.
Been a long time.
Yeah. Miracle on Ice. They beat Canada, which is our arch nemesis. I'm going to show you the play that beat them. They called it the golden goal is what they called it. And by a guy last name Hughes. They're brothers. They play on it, the Olympic team. But they went all out. Every single one of them. They partied with Kash Patel, the FBI director. He's in the locker room shaking bottles of champagne. I've got
only
receipts.
Trump, dude. Only
No, Trump calls in and just lays it on Canada. Like, see that? I knew we could beat them. I knew you guys had it. Come to the White House.
How does the director of the FBI end
I
up
don't
in
know.
the hockey?
Maybe he's a big
locker
hockey
room?
fan. I didn't know East Indians played hockey because he is East Indian, right? Kash Patel. Like, I'm pretty positive.
It's Patel.
Yeah. And then he ends up in the locker, and then Trump calls in. He's sticking it to Canada. Let's give more tariffs and everything. I mean, this is just classic Trump. Come to the White House. Let's party. And
Well,
you guys
because the Prime Minister of Canada said something.
He did. He was talking trash.
Yeah.
And now we got home the gold.
No, now you're a loser in more than one thing.
Yeah, and that's what Trump said. So my thing is, like, do you guys, what are your feelings? If you're representing your country, should you say anything negative about your country? And if you do have a negative thought, should you just keep it to yourself if you're on the podium, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze? In other words, what should be your decorum? How should you act if you won the gold, the silver, the bronze? What should you say about your country? I'm just asking you guys, and then I'll show you the winning gold clip. What do you think, Bishop? What should you do?
I think some of them probably feel some pressure to speak up.
Okay.
Whether, they're part of certain groups, and this is the only time they have a platform.
Okay.
Yeah, because no one's going to care about Winter Olympics champions after this.
That's true.
So it's like This is the one time they feel like they can speak up. Do I think the timing's good? No. I think you're competing against other countries, so you should take some pride in your country. Again, America's not perfect. There has some issues, and there might be some legitimate issues they may be bringing up. But I think it's the time to do it on the world stage where you're amongst other countries. I don't think so. I don't think it's the time for it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I like that. What about you, Mike? What you thinking?
Yeah, I would agree to that. And I think I had listened to some reporter talking to a gal. I don't know if what she did. And he was from, I think, Canada or a different country, and he was just baiting her the whole time to say something. And I think the reality is with a lot of these athletes, they have like regular jobs. They're not wealthy NBA players who play in the Olympics, right? So like their knowledge of how to navigate reporters and all those different things is probably, for the most of them, few and far between. And so I think that they don't always say the right things. And I really agree with the pressure that some of them have. You know, you go over, if you have a friend group, right? And
you're right.
And you go over there and they're like, man, how come you didn't stick up for da-da-da-da-da? And, but I definitely don't think it's the right time.
Yeah, I agree. I echo both what you guys are saying. And I do understand there's some political pressures and political things you want to talk about. I'm just saying in that moment, you probably just want to just keep it, hey, thank you for the opportunity to represent my country. And then later on, I think you can use that because you're going to be on talk shows and all that stuff. I just think in that moment on the world stage, it's better suited. You want to see the clip? The goal for gold. Here it goes right here. That clip. What'd you think? The goal for gold. Did you like that? Hey, can I just say, I ain't no good at hockey, and I definitely know I can barely roller skate, let alone ice skate. That's pretty fresh. That's good.
Did you see the women one like that too?
I saw the women. They beat Canada as well.
Canada goal and goal.
Yeah. Oh, hey, the women were fierce. They were smoking fools, bro. That was dope. But what did you? So we beat Canada. Boy, we got bragging rights to the Canucks.
Yeah, I saw this headline, and it was like NBA players would never do this or something like that. The guy who made the shot,
Hughes,
he got hit in the face earlier in the game.
He broke his tooth.
Busted his lip, broke his tooth in half. And so after the game, he's just smiling.
He was.
Yeah.
And then he said,
LeBron's not doing that.
For sure. They asked him about his tooth.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not saying he's doing that, but yeah, that's just someone hating because they ain't getting paid like LeBron. I'm not questioning his toughness, but LeBron's like, no, this face makes money.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, buddy.
I can't look like Hughes.
I was laughing because they had asked him about his tooth. He goes, "Oh, we got good dentists back home. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't care about it. Like, we'll fix this up.
Yeah.
I got the gold." So you asked me about Cash Patel just real quick. Here's Cash Patel. There you go. There's your boy Cash Patel. Your FBI director.
How embarrassing is that? That's embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
The director of the FBI is dancing with a beer in his hand.
Can he not have himself a little bit of a good time?
No, you're a professional. You're the head of the FBI. Go celebrate in the hotel. Or don't do it on camera. You're the head. Everybody is calling you a fool already. Like, he's in this huge Epstein thing.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at him for celebrating. You have to. You're the director of the FBI. You can get the cameras out the room. We can wait. All right, you guys celebrate. I'm gonna come in a little bit later. Like you look, Mike's saying people already question his authority. Like, the job he's doing. So why even do that more? Other countries looking at man, that's the head of your FBI.
We'll be all right. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. Go give Cash another Budweiser. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's he doing, man?
I don't know. Like you guys asked me. Okay, well, let's move along then before you guys get really upset about Cash Patel. I'm just happy for him. I mean, the 46-year drought. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, guys, what's going on in Mexico? What do you know? What do you know about what's going on in Mexico? You can't miss this all over the news. What do you know about this?
They killed some dude. Everyone got mad.
Okay, that's interesting. He was a drug lord. He was a drug
lord.
Those are good cliff notes.
Okay.
Americans,
sum it up?
get out the country.
Can't.
Or get to the embassy.
I was at the gym this morning.
All of a sudden, you can't get into America from Mexico.
Borders are locked down.
What?
Borders are secure.
Dang. Like right on cue, bro. Right on cue. You just bam. Like shots fired. Literally. Gosh. I have
Like,
a
tell them
homie.
to call me. I get them back.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice of you. I had a homie in the talked to at the gym, and his cousin's in Jalisco right now.
Oh man.
No, his cousin is Guadalajara, and I asked him, "Hey, I thought your cousin was gonna be back." He goes, "He tried to get on the plane. The airport shut down. He's got a shelter in place. Roads are all barricaded off. Everything in Guadalajara, so he can't even get out of his house, out of his Tia's house. So it's crazy.
What if you're like on vacation? Where
You
are
picked a
you?
bad time to go
where are
on
you
vacation.
Sheltering in place
They said their hotel rooms
in the back of an Uber.
No, they said the hotel rooms. I'm telling you, this is what they said. So I'm going to show you guys a video clip of what's going on right there. Watch that. Okay.
You think the president of Mexico is going to say that she needs help?
No. She said, go ahead.
No, she came out and said, man, this will be hard for me to paraphrase it, but basically something like she cannot go after them. It wouldn't be humane to go after the cartel in like this extreme way with all the military. It's like, wait, what?
She did. She said it's not wise and humane
Yeah.
to go after them right now to see what's happening. Here's your airport, Mike, since you asked about it.
No, ma'am. ¿Están bien?
So my question is to you: if you're in the airport right now, what's going through your mind if you're there?
Get on this plane. I need to get
They
out of
shut it
here.
down.
I mean, that's all you're thinking. I know people just run into a tarmac. Like,
What do you think? You lock yourself in a bathroom or
What are they running from?
the cartels? They're taking over
So
the
they're-
airport.
They're in the airport.
are
Yeah.
they shooting?
They're shooting. These cartels are fully armed. They look like federal police.
Yeah, like army. Damn, dude. I knew I should have went to Hawaii. That's a true thing. I knew I should. It was more expensive. They said it would be cheaper to come down here.
Bro, so they're saying that because of Almencho, because he died, there's a whole vacuum of power. And okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Do you think the United States needs to get involved? Do we need to get involved?
Oh, I thought why people were so mad. They're saying the United States
it's all
was
speculative.
involved. Yeah.
It's all well, real quick. We have two speculative things going on right now. The one speculation is, and I don't want to show the clip because he just is gloom and doom, but basically we're supposed to bomb Iran today or tomorrow. So that's speculative. The other one that was out over the week, couple weeks prior was, do we go into Mexico and kidnap the drug lords, the cartel kings, like we did in Venezuela?
Yeah.
So people are saying that's why this happened now. That somebody, I guess there was like a $15 or $20 million bounty on this guy's head too, by the way. So they're saying, is that what spurred this on? But this is all speculation. We don't know.
Yeah.
Just like we don't know if we're really bombing Iran. I mean, we may be bombing Iran right now. I don't know. But that's what they said has kind of led to this. I guess my question though is, do we do something as America now, since we have, what is that, 4 states that border them? So what do you think we do?
Right now, I think you're just concerned about your citizens who are inside Mexico.
So how do you get them out is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the procedures of how that will work. I mean, obviously you have embassies there, and you're trying to find out. I know when you go to other countries, you can report that you're there. So if you know that they're there, try to figure out where they're at and how to protect your people. I mean, I think that's all you should do right now. You're working with their government, like, hey, American citizens need to be protected.
What are your thoughts?
Man, it's got a lot of layers to it because, on one hand, you could say this is a great opportunity for us to get involved and to go down there and to clean some stuff up. But the reality is, in order for that to happen, you're probably going to have people who die. And so it's always easy for us to have comments like that behind a keyboard when it's somebody's son who's going over there or somebody's daughter who's going to be the ones to lose their life in order for this to stop.
It's a sovereign country too, though. I mean, so it's not America. So what rights do we have?
But we do have a right to get our people out, and that's what he's going to go.
Yeah.
We do have an obligation.
Man, we got
out.
Trump, dog. Like, what do you mean? What rights?
Crazy.
What rights do we have? We have the right to just go in wherever we want to go.
He's proven that. We were dropping bunker busters and
I'm not
kidnapping
saying it's
presidents.
right.
Yeah, we're not saying it's right, but he has proven it.
Oh no, and I'm on board with that.
Hey, because if you were over there, I'm on board with these because if I was there, I'd be like, hey, where's Uncle Trump?
Yeah.
He need to come get me.
You guys were in Aguas Calientes. I'd be like, hey,
we need Uncle
if
Trump.
I was there.
Yeah.
No, one thing I definitely think we should do is we have to protect our citizens, and we'll tell Mexico, you're not gonna do it. Like, we're coming in, and we might just overthrow your government. And so figure this out.
Hey, you find every operator, you find every X, whatever,
and say, letters, X3 letters.
Yep, and you say, hey, look, Trump said he's got a lot of extra money from these tariffs. We're gonna give you bonuses. Go and get everybody back.
You had this already planned. You had this planned out. Look at you. We have tariff money. We got bonuses, stimulus. I mean, Mike had this planned out.
Hey, look, you always got to be ready.
Hey, I was thinking about that. Like a lot of people like to play Monday morning quarterback. Like, nah, we can't go in. But if it was your family member, or if it was you, you know what you praying? Uncle Trump need to come get me.
Yeah.
I was just down here for vacation trying to celebrate my 20th. Where's Uncle Trump at right now?
What?
So you feeling different if you stuck down there if your family member.
When I think Mexico, the conversation of it being Mexico is also a lot different than, let's say, if somebody was in a country in Africa or somebody was in the Middle East, because there are a lot of U.S. citizens who are in Mexico right now.
That travel back and forth. Absolutely. You're right.
So there's a lot of family members right now who are worried about what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I agree. We got to do something. We got to do something. The whole Iran thing, this was popping off over the weekend. The Iran thing. I was watching all these different videos, and no one. I kid you not. I'm not saying this to get us controversial. No one was really saying why, outside of other than Israel wants us to finish what we started with Iran.
Why what?
Why we're going to bomb them?
Well, one thing they're talking about is Trump said he's going to help the people at the beginning. He said, don't worry, America's going to come and help you. Because they're saying an estimate that 30 to 40,000 people have been killed by their government from protesting. And he came out and said, we're going to help you. Is he going to back that up? Because they're saying the reason they went so strong because they thought they had America behind them.
Okay, but who do you bomb, D? That's what I'm saying. Why do you use the word bomb? Who do you bomb?
Well, basically, you try to have to overthrow the government.
Okay, but who are you bombing? That's what I'm saying. It got me frustrated. I kept asking, well, who are we bombing? Like, is there a specific building? Because this is what I know.
Their military, most likely.
Okay, this is what I know. Every time we start doing this whole bomb thing, we never get it right. Very, very seldom do we get it right. We start bombing innocent people. We get the wrong coordinates. We get the wrong targets. I'm just saying there's got to be an end goal here.
Yeah.
I understand we want to help the people. So if you want to help the people, then help the people. Send them money, send them aid, do something. I can think of other ways. Maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough, but I can't find any information. That's what's driving me nuts.
We're just saying they got to get rid of the government. They got to overthrow the government.
Okay, but there's so many things to the government. Like, what's your real plan here? That's all I'm saying. Every time we've come in and tried to overthrow a government, it's always backfired for us.
And so some people are arguing the reason it's taking so long to do anything is they're hoping to have someone in place.
Okay.
To actually overthrow it. It was like, why is Trump letting these people just die? It was like, well, he have no one to put in place right now. Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is we every day we starting to do this stuff like bomb Iran and stuff, we getting closer to the end times. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Israel, once you go do it. You so bad.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Yeah, it ain't that bad. Though.
No. Everybody always needs us.
Yeah, it always do.
I feel like the only time they talk nice to us is when they need us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, can you guys pretty please?
That's why I get mad when people say you can't criticize Israel. It's like, well, you need us. We can criticize all we want. If you don't like it, get out of our house.
That's what I was gonna say.
Stop taking our money.
But that's the whole point.
We're for sure getting censored now.
Oh,
you were worried about Epstein.
Hey, here we go again. But the point is, I'm critical of my own government.
Yeah.
That's the point that I never got. It's like,
they're protecting pedophiles right now.
Yeah. The thing is, listen. The thing is we are supposed, and maybe critical is the bad word, or the wrong word, but we are supposed to question things. That's what makes America great. Is we're allowed to question, why aren't you releasing the names on the Epstein files? Israel, if that's what you want to do, how about you finish up? We're allowed to do that. Once you take that fundamental right away, then we're in trouble. Now, I'm not talking about impeding on other people's First Amendments. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we're allowed to do this right here. And once you take that away, we got problems, serious problems. So go ahead. Yeah, Israel, if that's what you go do it. I'm 100% agreeing with that. All right, I got to show you guys something because I really did want your thoughts on this. And there's a reason, there's a biblical spin to this that I want to kind of bring up to you guys. But this is Gary Brecka talking about living to 120, 140 years of life because of AI and the health movement. But just watch this and I want to get your thoughts on it.
Is AI, Gary? I mean, I spoke to a surgeon in LA recently who said in a 3-week period that he wasn't at his hospital, the improvement in AI in his field was unbelievable.
It's
3
astounding.
weeks.
Are you using it? It's really astounding. We use it. I mean, AI can take 700 trillion independent variables and create an actionable result.
Right.
So I think the use of AI in healthcare is you combine early detection, artificial intelligence, right, and big data, and you bring those 3 things together and you create actionable results. And that's why I think that we're going to see life extension to age 120, 140 within the next 5 years. Really? So if you're alive 5 years from today, it will be your choice whether or not you want to live to 120 or 140.
Okay, you buying that?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of debate. There's debate on how quick it will happen. People believe that it will it'll help in all these different areas, but how quickly will that happen? Because they're looking at it, how quick it's moved so far. For a few years ago, like most of the public didn't know about AI and how to use it. And now it's just jumped so much in the last 5 years. And they keep saying, okay, the next 5 years, how much is it going to continue? But it's just a guess. They really don't know how quick it's going to actually change.
So you're saying there's a possibility he ain't lying?
There's a possibility, but also he could be totally wrong as well. It's like you're trying to predict the stock market. Like you don't know. You're making an educated guess.
Okay. What was your thoughts
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to think, like, what would life be at 120?
Okay.
130. You got some great grandkids.
Yeah. So my question to you guys, are we entering some dangerous territory in trying to manipulate, trying to alter the genes, trying to eradicate all these various things, trying to extend our life? Are we entering into some dangerous territory? Are we trying to play God, I guess is what I'm asking? And are you okay with it?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of moral questions I could ask. Because they're saying eventually before the baby's been born, you can change the genes, eye color, skin color, hair color, like how intelligent they are, like all these different things. And it's okay, what do you use it for? Or do you use it for to get rid of cancer? So this is a good thing to use it for, but also for these vain things. And what's going to be ethical and moral?
You could build an army.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me answer the first question, in my opinion. In the next 5 years, I think there's a strong possibility we can get your whole DNA code. We're gonna know what your proclivities are. We're gonna know what's gonna get you right. And I think then that's up to the person on whether or not you want to fix that or whether or not you want to address that. It's gonna cost a lot of money to do it, but it's gonna be possible.
Well, according to Elon Musk, he says don't save any money. Don't worry about retirement.
Exactly, because it's not gonna be around.
Yeah, but no one in the market is actually doing that.
Right. But my point is extending your life the wisest thing for you to do? And I don't know that that's the case. If you look at the person in the Bible who extended their life, Hezekiah, that didn't work out so well for him. It didn't work out so well. So I don't know that trying to avoid disease, sickness, and death is always the right answer. We all have a number to our day. And so I think we're eliminating some things here that I don't know that we should. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm not 100% not sold on it. I'm just questioning things, the morality of things right now. That's all. But do I think it's going to be possible? 100%. I think this is going to be possible. I really remember we brought was the Chinese or Korean doctor on that said he found the God gene and that this could cure cancer, and now they're silencing him because there's going to be no more there'll be no more pharmaceutical cells. There won't be no chemo, no radiation, none of that, because he's saying it's unlocked within you, and we can figure this out. I don't know. I think this is getting nuts. AI is taking over. Go back and watch Terminator 2. We might be closer than we think. Skylink, Skynet, whatever it was. We getting close. I'm just saying we're going to hold it with a grain of salt. We got to see what's going on. Okay. I want to circle back to something and follow up. Bethel. Good old Bethel. A couple things that you guys need to make note of. Somehow they got Pastor Johnson. What is that? Ben Johnson? I don't know what his name is. Or his first name is. they got his financials, and they released it on Twitter, and who he gets paid by, Bill Johnson, who he gets paid by, and all this stuff, and he took a hammering, absolute hammering. Then
Why? Like, who's he getting? What do you mean?
he gets paid by 3 different organizations: his church, his ministry, and then Bethel Music.
Okay, gotcha.
And so they were just having a field day with it. Then, of course, they had to suspend another prophet from their school of ministry,
Another one.
and that Benjamin something, and a girl came out and said he was grooming her, and that he took advantage of her, but he had been grooming her since she was young. It's really bad. I'm thinking at this point, for people who have any type of relationship maybe with them, they may want to reconsider, and they may want to let it breathe a little bit.
But with Bethel?
Yeah, with Bethel, I think you may want to let it breathe a little bit, because there was a moment, like a hot mic moment, where Bill Johnson said, sometimes bad things does happen, but doesn't mean it's all bad. That's a horrible statement. That's one of those ones where you probably need to walk that back and be like, we shouldn't have bad things happen. And it does mean it's all bad. So this weekend they sent out, I don't know who this young lady is, but they sent this young lady out, and I want you to see what she had to say. Go ahead and watch this.
I've got a couple of announcements for you today. The first one, and we've been reminding you of this weekly, and it's showing up all over the place, probably in your email and everything. But we've got our business meeting coming up this week on the 25th. So for members of Bethel Church, we need you to mark your calendar. Please come at 6, check in, and then our meeting will start at 6:30 with some important kind of annual updates and business review and all the things. So members, this is a big day for us. We'll see you there on Wednesday. And then many of you know this, but I want to reiterate that over the last several weeks, our leadership team has been doing deep dives across our organization to really understand how we found ourselves in certain situations. We want to let you know that our leadership team has been spending lots of time evaluating policies and culture with the help of outside voices that are really, really helping us to make sure that we're covering our bases. And we are going to have some updates for you regularly about some of the things being evaluated and progress in certain areas. We want to make sure that you know to check our website for really important updates that we're going to be giving regularly as to what's being evaluated and new safeguards put in place to help keep our congregation safe and cover us in our biblical theology, all of those things. You're going to be seeing updates like that on our website. So be checking that regularly. We want you to be able to follow along in the weeks and months ahead. Okay?
Man, I hope she got paid a lot.
Are you buying or selling that?
Well, she was trying to sell some stuff.
You ain't buying it now?
No. I feel bad for her. She just fell on the sword.
Oh,
for that.
I felt totally bad for her.
Well, I don't feel bad for her because she chooses to be there. But
okay, well, that's another way to put that. Yeah.
you know
okay.
what I mean? Like you decided to stay at that church, so
And
I don't
you
feel
decided
bad
to stay
for
on staff.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. What, are you buying or selling that?
And like what part? Like,
I know they're doing a deep dive.
Deep dive, outside people.
How did we find ourselves here? You buying all that?
it's possible because they're trying to probably figure out how to save themselves.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I think that's could be true. That okay, we've overlooked a bunch of stuff. We swept a bunch of stuff under the rug. How do we recover? Do I think they're doing that for sure?
Okay, so you're thinking, how do they save the brand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do they save their church at this point?
Listen, man. I've said it once. I feel like I say this at least once a month. Why not just come out and own it? Why can't we do that?
Well, let's say one part. Sometimes you can't.
Okay,
I think it's that we learned
okay.
that you can't always come out and say everything.
Okay, go ahead. What do you mean?
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
just legally you can't.
Okay.
I'm
listening.
You have this coded language because like this is all we can say. I mean, she might have like this is what you can say and don't say nothing else.
Okay, then why put a guy on administrative leave and just not fire him?
Well, HR wise, maybe they don't have what they can use. They don't have enough to fire him, and if they fire him, then he's going to come and sue him.
Yeah, again, a lot. I think at times if we're looking at something again, how our system at times is designed to protect the employee, but also at times like this, you protect the a person who's hurting people.
Why? Oh, okay. Just maybe it's me being Anthony and being stupid. Okay, which you could just say it. I don't care. You're fired. Come and sue me, and then I'm gonna air out all the dirty laundry. Come sue me then.
Well,
I mean, listen. You had multiple. You were a perpetrator. You had multiple people say you did it. You were guilty by multiple people, and at one time you defended it. They had people from the church defend it. The Sean Bolts, Chris Voiton. Chris Voiton defended Sean Bolts and defended this other guy, Benjamin something. Dude, you're guilty. There's no excuse. You are a shepherd. Now you're a wolf. You're a predator. You should have never had any authority.
well, in the streets, he's guilty.
Yes. Street justice.
Street justice, okay. But in the courts, if he's not guilty, he can come back. But if you fire him and that is your reason, and that reason isn't proven yet,
then where's your honor and just quit?
I'm off with the head as well.
No, but I'm saying where's your honor and just quit?
Well, I will say this: somebody who is doing that probably don't have a lot of honor.
Okay, there you go. All right. I'm just saying, like right now,
I mean, we could fix it.
Okay, let's fix it.
We could fix it.
Then we need to fix it.
But
I will say this: like I understand that they write music and they do all this, but I don't know if I don't want that culture here. I don't know why you would want that culture here. That's just me. That's just me speaking honestly. Like, see, okay, we're just gonna jump right into the word, and we're just gonna go straight with this week's sermon. This is why I have a problem. This is why when people ask me if I'm a charismatic church, I'm slow to respond. I'm not ashamed of the charismatic movement. I'm not ashamed of being a full-blown Pentecostal person. I'm not ashamed to say I speak in tongues. I'm not ashamed to say that I believe in the prophetic ministry. I'm not ashamed to say anything. I'm ashamed to be associated with these type of people. That's what I'm ashamed of. They know. I was going to say something else, but I saw Pastor Jerry right there.
You did good.
Thank you. I caught myself. Did you see? I actually caught myself.
My wife was like, "Hey, is his picture up in the room?" I go, "Yeah, it is. It is
Right there.
Yeah." And we
Looking
look
down with a smile. That smile gives me every time.
He's looking at you, going,
But
Anthony.
Anthony. But I don't want to be. Does that make sense? I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like this is what gives us a bad name. Y'all doing wackadoodle stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, then you don't take no accountability. You should have ex-nayed this guy. He should have been on administrative leave with the first accusation. But now y'all want to keep him around. And then you got all this other weird stuff going on. And now people are blowing the whistle about their school of ministry, the whole nine. And it's like, guys, get it together. We got to get it together because we're not doing ourselves any favor. Anyway, that was my soapbox. But does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yep. Yeah, go through the legal system. You can't go Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
He out though.
Shout out to Cain.
Shout out to Cain. He out.
He out. He a free man.
He a free man. Took 3.5 years, but he's free.
No, he was only in there for like 11 months or something.
2022. It was like since 2022.
Yeah,
We were in COVID lockdowns.
I think that he went in and he awaited trial in jail.
Okay.
And so he got his time served.
Yeah. It was wild. But anyway.
He is in there just eating his meals. I guarantee nobody's messing with him.
He running the place. He's Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, his head is as big as his table.
No, he running the place. I mean, what you gonna say to him? Nothing.
Nothing.
I ain't saying nothing. I just feel bad that these are some of the platform people. And this, when you say charismatic or renewal worship or something like that, that's who they look to. And I'm like, see, this once again, we're looking at the wrong people. Todd White got in trouble.
What'd he do?
They said he was an abusive leader.
Who's he?
He was one that did all the miracles. He went to Robert
He's got
Williams.
the dreads, right?
No more. He shaved his head, but he had dreads.
For Bethel?
So nope.
Oh,
but he just was an
Yeah,
independent.
the Samson moment.
Yeah, he had a Samson. Whoa, I didn't think about that. Yeah, all these different things just make us look bad. And I know on Sunday, and we can talk about the word that we'll get into the Chronicles. But I know on Sunday I talked about we're a full gospel church, and every time I do that, it's this type of stuff that I start thinking about that people are going to go research and look at, and it's like it's not doing us any favors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from? But I'm like, we're not like that. There's the other churches we go to where we'll have people say, there's a prophet, and he'll say, listen, the prophet is submitted to the pastor. They don't need to act weird. If they're weird because they're weird, not weird because they're a prophet. And his words need to be submitted to the church. Like we have real biblical submission and authority. And then you get this stuff. And it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, you have any thoughts on that? Because, I mean, you didn't grow up in a charismatic church, so you didn't have to worry about that stigma. But this is the stigma
I remember Googling. My dad was like, what's full gospel? And I Google it for him. Look it up.
What'd you find out?
I can't remember it. I can't remember how the conversation went, but I remember that moment. I had to look it up.
Dad, don't worry. We just don't want to be like that.
But do you blame me for what I'm saying?
No, I don't. No. Okay. Yeah. I mean, right away you're associated with people running around, waving flags. Yeah. That's association right away. Gold falling from the ceiling.
You have any thoughts? Because I'm just getting more worked up in my head over here. So I don't know, add some light to the situation here.
Oh, a light situation. I don't have much on that one. I would say it is disappointing not growing up in church and like kind of always viewing churches like this. Okay. Like, I didn't know what charismatic, they were all crazy to me. I thought every church was like this. And then being in church and seeing people operate in the prophetic in a healthy way and an edifying way, it's disheartening because there's so many people who were like me who are still viewing the church like this because of people like this. So it's like I want people to experience the life change and the transformation that I've experienced. And then when you see stuff like this, you're like, man, this is the type of stuff that will hinder that from happening because people are going to like, I don't want anything to do with that.
Right. Let's talk about two other things. One of them being women in ministry. I know that you grew up a conservative Baptist, and I brought up the 2 Timothy, what was that, 2:12 verse yesterday. At your church, just getting clarification, at your church, could women pastor other women, and could they do children's ministry? They just couldn't speak to men? Or growing up traditional Baptist at your church, what was that like?
Could they do church ministry? I think so, but I think so, but majority of them were men.
Okay.
But I think they could. And could they do other women's ministry? I mean, I can't remember. I don't remember.
Okay.
To tell you the truth. But I mean, it was clear like a woman couldn't, I mean, to this day, they can't stand in the pulpit. Like, can't even stand there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you came to Adventure, was that a hard adjustment for you? Did you?
No, I probably didn't even know.
What do you mean?
I probably didn't know for a while.
We tricked them.
Dang it, I'm here now.
No, but I mean, was that hard for you to adjust to?
No,
or did you? No. Where do you go ahead and just, and it's fine. I mean, I don't care that people know, but where do you personally land? Like, what are your thoughts on that? What I was talking about yesterday, and just, I said two things in particular. I said that even though she's a pastor or even a senior pastor, she's still submitted to her husband and she's submitted to her bishop, her overseer. What was your thoughts when I said that?
No, I mean, I agree, although I wouldn't be here. I think the only thing if we want to get to it, the only question I had is still, I guess, can a woman be like, so you have that idea of like the bishop, can that person be a woman?
Okay, now that's a great question. I have an answer, but I haven't fully worked that one out. And the reason I say that, in Romans 16, the name Junius comes up, and she says she's great amongst the apostles. They label her as an apostle. Mm. The reason I can't answer that fully, I don't know who she was an apostle over. So I don't know. So would I have a problem with a bishop being a female? Me personally, I don't think I would, personally, depending on if I knew her, like, is she submitted to her husband? Here's where I land. No matter what she's doing, she has to, if she's married, let me clarify. If she's married, she has to be submitted to her husband. That means her husband is the covering, the head of the home. You can't get around that. From old to new, from God the Father, Christ our Lord, and the Holy Spirit, that's covered. That's clearly covered. Number two, she still has to be under somebody. She has to have an apostolic covering of some sort. Even Paul had an apostolic covering, and that was of the church in Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. So some of there still has to be that cover, because you can't give what you ain't got. You just can't give what you ain't got. You know, if I have 100, I can give you 100. So if I have authority, I can give you authority. You still got to get it. Mm-hmm. So I just think, here's my personal thoughts. I just think it's rare. I don't think every man out there who's a senior pastor right now should be a senior pastor. I really don't. I think they were frustrated at their church and they bought a microphone and they went and tried it. That's why it's not fruitful. It's not bearing fruit. I just don't think they're senior pastor material. So I don't think that for the ladies either. But here's what I can't get past. We do see in the book of Acts that there are female prophets. So why would Jesus only give one of the fivefold gifts, so per se, to females and not the other four as well? And that's the question I always have with people who are complementarian. So is Jesus just saying, hey, you can only do this one thing and you can't do the other four? Or is he going, no, you can do evangelism too, which was essentially the woman at the well, John 4. She was an evangelist. They said she told us her story. And so we came to see you. That's evangelism. So I guess that's where I'm coming from when I think about the apostle question. I just still think she's got to be submitted to somebody. I think we all do. That's I don't know if that helps you or not.
Yeah. No, that was the only question I wanted to ask.
Okay. Go ahead. What would you think about that?
Well, do you think it's harder if a woman is a senior pastor and who's not married?
Okay. So I'm glad you asked that because I was going to get into the weeds of that. I don't think she should be.
Okay, I was going to say.
No.
I wasn't bring that up, but
I don't
That
think
hot question or what?
I feel like it is. I feel like
No, I don't.
I feel like a single woman out there like I don't need no, leave me.
And I think that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem right there. Now, am I saying that is foolproof? That's 100% of the time? No, but it is 99% of the time. Mm. It is 99% of the time. Because who's your covering? Who? You don't got a covering. And I just see the Bible's all about you being under authority and you having a covering. They might say, well, her bishops are covering. Nah. How's he supposed to have a relationship with her? That's going to be an awkward relationship. Mm. Because usually the husband's involved somewhat. Like he's participating. He's doing something. So it's a very, very rare case. The only case I'm thinking of, if I could be honest with you, say they were in ministry together and he died all of a sudden. Okay, well, there's grace for that. I get it. It wasn't like she set out that way. But see, that's the thing. If you're submitted under authority, then there is no, I don't need no man. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I think there's a difference there. So
I think it's an issue even for a man being single and going to being a pastor.
I would 100% agree with you and amen you on that one. I think it's just hard anyway, and to add to that, I don't know how you do it, Bishop, to be honest with you. I don't know. Yeah. So man or woman, but it definitely.
Man, I feel like in some ways you can argue scripturally to see even, he's the good manager of his home, respected by his kids. Like I think there's more, I think it's ideal for someone not to be single, but to actually have a family.
Absolutely. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. What was
your
question?
But if they're both, if both male and female in this scenario who are single are seeking, like they're not, the attitude isn't, or the mindset isn't, I don't need the other person. Like I don't need no man, I don't need no woman, but I just haven't found them yet.
I just feel like it's even just the practical part of it, being a senior pastor, dude.
I don't disagree. I just throwing it out there.
Does mean like your word. That's kind of seems a little tricky.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be pastoring and you try to hit on people too at the same time. Don't work out. Okay, we can't see this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna hit up sister so and so now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to move you to another campus.
What did I just walk into right now? What was that?
Yeah, the practical stuff just doesn't seem to work out the way it needs to. It's not ideal.
Yeah, the practicalities of life.
I'm just going to remove myself from this conversation. This was South Quick.
You married. You're good.
Yeah. I'm not chiming in.
Sometimes it's not as deep.
Yeah. It's practical.
It's practical.
Practical. Did in yesterday's message, let's go to Lydia. Did anything I talked about Lydia yesterday surprise you, or did you pretty much know that, Bishop, all that about Lydia already?
Yeah, I knew her story. The one thing that did pop out, man, I meant in chapter 16, yep, when he says God opened her heart.
Yeah,
that was the only thing that, I mean, and then that last service you stopped there and you really dwelt on that, and that was really good because I was closing that service because that was the important part to me because I knew a lot of the rest of the story, and that just like for me that's a big thing that you get into a bigger theological issue with it, you can. But that God opens the heart, He draws you to Him.
What do you mean you get to a bigger theological? Go ahead. Hey, it's our podcast. Go ahead.
Well, that you're selected.
Absolutely.
And so people
see, as an egalitarian who's not supposed to believe in one of the tulips of Calvinism, there that you're predetermined, pre-selected. I don't have a problem. See, this you've known me for a long time. I suppose this is what makes me different. I don't get into these tit for tat fights.
No, yeah, me either. So.
I don't get into it because the way I view it, right? I'm able to say, I absolutely believe you're pre-selected. And I believe God has pre-selected everybody. That's how I would say it. It's like, I don't have a problem with it. But you can't get away from Scripture. And Scripture said that the Lord opened her heart. Mm-hmm. How many people come to church and their hearts aren't open?
Yep.
We're here because the Lord opened our heart. We're not good enough. We are not good enough. We're not broken enough, and we're not desperate enough that we would seek God on our own. Mm-hmm. Can I? Let me go a little bit further. Jesus is resurrected. He's on the road to Emmaus. And he's talking to them. And did they realize it was Jesus?
No.
Not at all. What did they say? They said they started telling Jesus about Jesus and what happened in Jerusalem. And it said what? And the Lord revealed to them. And they said what? Was our hearts not burning within us? Mm-hmm. How do you get away from it? We can go on and on and on and on and on and on about it. So I got no problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, Paul said there's no one that seeks God, no, not one.
No one.
Because
what would we seek? If it was just up to us, what are we seeking?
Yeah, your own self-interest, your own pleasure.
For sure, all day, every day. To gratify this flesh, to fulfill the law of this flesh, the lust of this flesh. That's all day. And if it wasn't for the Holy Spirit, we'd still be doing it.
Yeah. And so my call to everyone there was like, man, if you feel like God's telling you to do something right now, act on it. Because you don't know what tomorrow holds. So if you feel like God's telling you to do something, you need to do it because God is opening your heart. That's not you. God is doing something special in you right now because you would not choose him. So any moment, any time you feel like, man, God's leading you somewhere or your heart's being open, like you have to act on it. God is actually moving in your life in that moment. And then you see with Lydia, then it's like, man, would you stay? And it says literally she had to persuade them to stay. Like her heart was so open. She knew of a God. She was like a God-fearer. And now it's like, no, God opened her heart to actually receive him. And it was like, now how can I be a part of this? Her heart was so open. And that's for everyone. It's like, if you feel like God's doing something, act on it. And your heart is open, go be a part of the ministry that God, that brought that God used to bring that salvation to you. Right away, she was like, I need to be a part of this. No, you need to stay. You need to stay. You need to stay. Yeah. No, you got to let me help you because I want to be a part of what God's doing. Because I just thought it was powerful. No, it was. And I think you closed the service like that too, huh? Where I talked about the Lord persuaded. Mm-hmm. And how'd you close that service? What were you saying?
I don't remember.
Well, I think it was along the same.
I'm not even lying to you.
No, I think it was along the same ones. Like, is the Lord speaking to you? Because I went on to say, some of you, my concern is you've been in church, and you haven't heard the voice of the Lord in weeks, months, and years. That concerns me. That concerns me where you're at. You've got your cell phone on, but there's no bars, and I think you piggybacked off that. Like, you need to be hearing from the Lord. And if you're not hearing from the Lord, I'm concerned because you can't live your spiritual life vicariously through me. You cannot do it. And yet we're doing that. Oh, I need the pastor to have a word. I need the pastor better bring it this Sunday. No, you better get in your devotionals. That's why we give you 3 ways to read the Bible with us. And I think you pick it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just the idea of your obedience continuing to open your ears to hear God's voice and your disobedience damming up that voice. And that's a little bit of kind of what I touched on when I was closing yesterday, is that, we love the idea of God speaking to us, but sometimes I think we hate the idea that it's our fault when we don't hear him.
Wow.
And I was really just trying to get people to understand, like, your obedience and just answering the call of whatever it is that God's speaking to you just opens and continues to open up that channel of whatever he's speaking to you. And then when you obey, it's just this really fluid conversation of God speaking to you, you obey, you listen. God speaking to you, you obey, you listen. And then you don't end up way far off going, how the heck did I get here? Whether that be in your finances, in your marriage, and any area of your life, when you disobey, oftentimes you look back and go, how did I get here? And so I really was just wanting people to obey whatever it is that God's speaking to them.
Thank you. In talking about Lydia, I have a question for you guys. Did you guys, before I had mentioned it, were you aware of the role she played in Paul's ministry? That there was a financial backing, but that there was also an open door of opportunity in that region because of who she was. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if it was how concrete it was.
Okay.
But yeah, I knew that. That's what some people believe that.
That's why I called it a divine connection, a divine intersection, a divine moment in Paul's life. Have you heard anybody? Have you heard it any other way about the vision of the man he saw? Not
that I never looked into really.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't see a man. I mean, he didn't meet a man at all.
He didn't meet a man. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it from you before, but I never.
Yeah. I re-listened to it again.
Okay.
You said it was 3 options, right?
Yeah, from what I looked up, of course, the heavy hitters, right? So I went John MacArthur, I went R.C. Sproul, and I went up 2 others. I'd have to look at who I did, and they all had said these were the 3 options as well. One of them was Chuck Smith from what is
Calvary.
It? Calvary, yeah. So, but this has been regurgitated. They had quoted who originally said it first, who the 3 possibilities. It was another famous theologian. I forgot who it was, but yeah, that was the only people I found. It was Alexander the Great. It was just a man, a Greco-Roman man, and the third being an angel. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of Alexander the Great, I wouldn't have.
Was that crazy? That was an interesting thought. And the assertion there, the correlation, the connection would be Alexander the Great connected East and West, right, as a world. And what Paul was seeing was I was going to get the gospel out east and west because of that. So just a type of a shadow of what was going to a foreshadow of what was to come with the gospel. I was talking about the divine intersections, the divine connections we have. Did that strike a bell with you guys at all? Like, if you think about divine connections, like, hey, God just had this divine providential moment, a kairos moment in your life that your whole life changed because of that. Did you guys?
Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning, actually, because my senior year in high school, I'm skipping school.
Oh, are you? Okay.
And I run into one of my childhood friends.
Okay.
And he and I end up going to school in Humboldt.
So that was the guy who told you go to Humboldt.
Yep. And then I meet you.
The rest is history. Oh, my gosh.
And move down here. And he's selling shoes with Deshaun. And that's how Deshaun comes here. So
it was Kevin?
Yeah. So,
no.
Tink literally connects all of us.
Oh, my gosh.
Off of me skipping school my senior year in high school.
Wow.
I didn't know that. That is hilarious.
It's one person who connects all 3 of us.
And he does connect all of us because I met him first. Yeah, that is so crazy. And then you met him at Macy's.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You got to share that story one day. That's crazy. And all because you cut class.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're not saying you should cut class.
But it's your senior year.
Yeah.
You're like, what else? You're not learning anything.
We are not advocating that on senior skip day. We are not advocating. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's a divine connection. That's crazy, Mike.
Yep.
What about you? Do you have anything like that?
Man, I didn't think about that till a little bit right now.
Okay.
I just thinking about people, like how I came to Christ, how I lost my job, and my brother was going to the military, and then just goes to this Bible study and it changed my life. And just like, man, that pastor, well, he wasn't a pastor at the time, but him just opening this door, how much it just changed my life from there on out.
Period.
It's just like his yes. Like, just everything in my life changed from that moment on. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it would have been, I wouldn't have known, but in 7th grade, I run into one of my close friends, and it was his parents that just kept with me. Didn't know my mom and his dad went to school together. But, Stockton's like that when you're on the east side. Shout out Okieville. It's just what it was. And then when the parents picked me up one day, he saw my mom and they started talking. Didn't know they even worked at the same bank, just in different floors. It was crazy, all these things, and that's really why I'm here. It was because of that. Our lives just intertwined. I was no good. I don't even know why he let him hang out with me, but I was no good. And that's why I wrote it. So there's divine intersections, these divine connections, these divine relationships. And it has paved the way. I think of other people who have helped me and assisted me on this journey. And I'm grateful. They've opened up doors. People really do open up doors for you. I know we say the Lord opens up doors, but he uses people like Lydia who connects these 2 worlds, right? These 2 worlds. And I just think it's incredible. That's my personal opinion. I just think it's incredible. To finish on the message, I read the whole book of Philippians that morning because I wanted to see if Paul addresses the home church that's at Lydia's house. And it doesn't come up. All he mentions is the radical generosity and how it was bailing him out and Epaphroditus was going back and forth. And I just thought that was interesting that There's no shout out. And we know Paul is writing this letter while he's on house arrest in Rome. And he sends it back to Philippi, which of course is going to go through the region, right? And I just thought it was interesting that he did bring it. So what are we left to believe? Are we left to believe that Paul then inserted a man to run the home church, or did she do it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to draw a conclusion. We got no evidence whatsoever that she didn't run the church or that she didn't run the house church. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the other sort of arguments are for it.
I looked. Nobody really had an answer.
I feel like I've heard stuff before, and it's such a long time ago, but that they're maybe assuming that she did have a husband. I mean, it's all just assumptions, but yeah, I mean, you really can't draw any conclusions from a man running that area.
But do you feel like if it was such a big deal back then that it would have been put in there?
Okay, I did ask that question, but I have a soft answer for that if I can. She was powerful, I guess is where I'm trying to get to. She was a made woman. Mm. Remember, she's dealing in a specific line of clothing that she outfits the whole royal family. I don't want to say she was untouchable, but there was an essence of she was untouchable. Mm. Does that make sense? Mm. It's like I was joking with somebody the other day. I said, you see Trump Circle? They ain't getting messed with because they connected to him. They're not getting messed with. It's just how it works. I think she was connected with some high officials. She wasn't getting messed with. That's all I was getting.
She's like Cash Patel, looking like an idiot, jumping around in the locker room because he knows that he can't get touched.
Hey, you ain't letting this go, are you?
No.
You just 20 minutes later, bro.
No, dude, you got to do things right, man. Come on, okay. You're making us look bad. All the Canadians are like, yeah, see.
I don't think Mike likes it. I don't think Mike likes it at all. But does that make sense? I just think that you could. Okay, let's get on to Chronicles. Gosh, I'm so happy Chronicles is out of names. Praise God.
I don't really like to listen. I like to read. Okay. But, man.
You weren't reading those names, though, huh?
The names, I was just
Did
listening.
you put that on 2.0 speed?
No.
You should have. It sounded funnier.
but I definitely was listening.
Okay. We said we would talk about the last 2 weeks. Did anything stand out from like 10 to 15 or 12 to 16 from you? Looking back, there's something that stood out to me as 1 Chronicles 10. Or were you going to say something, Mike, on that 1 Chronicles? Or you could talk about today's recent one. Today's what was that? 20? Yeah, I think it was 20. Yeah. What did you have for 20 today?
It says, verse 5, in another battle with the Philistines, Elhanan, son of Jair, killed Lahmi, the brother of Goliath. And it was interesting. For me, kind of what stuck out is, David's not the only giant killer.
Mm-hmm. I've said that 100 times.
And why did that stick out to me? I think oftentimes we compare ourselves to somebody else, or the giftings that somebody else has, or we think that maybe we can't do something because we're not that person, and God doesn't call us to be David. God calls us to be Elhanan. God calls us to be Anthony, Mike, Deshaun. Like, he calls you to be you. So, like, whatever gifts that he's given you, just to do it, whatever it is, do it. And so, but there's no... there's no incredible mentions of Elhanan like all throughout Scripture, and nobody does Elhanan, coloring pages in kids class of him killing giants. He just played his role, so it's good enough. It's good enough. Yeah, just to be you.
What about you, Bishop? What'd you have?
In chapter 17, I was reading my old. Devo, man, I had so many errors in there. I was like, hopefully no one reads it. Sometimes I'm just writing. I'm like, man, gotta rewrite
like grammatical errors?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was like, that don't make sense. That's what we not do. Like yes, anyway. It's tore up. But anyways, in 1 Chronicles 17, when David asks he wants to build the temple. And then Nathan tells him, do what you feel. Mm-hmm. And then God comes and says, no, you got that wrong. Go tell him. And so then he was like, oh, that's a good idea. And the guy was like, no, it's not. And
why did you tell him to do that?
Yeah. But David's heart, I was reading that and looking at it, that he doesn't get upset. He doesn't get angry, and God does something even for David. He blesses his family and is like, no, your son's gonna be able to build this. Like your son is gonna be the one to bless and do that. And I just look at David's heart is just simply to praise God. It wasn't about him. It was simply, no, God, you're so good. I want to do something for you. And if you feel like, okay, I'm not the person to do it, that's okay. I just want you to be praised. I want there to be a house for you.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I want. It has nothing to do with me. Because a lot of times, you do something for someone, it's still about you.
Oh, yeah.
It's still but like, oh, man, you feel like rejected. It was like, no, God, that's okay. Like, I just want you to be praised. I want you to be glorified. And it's the heart behind that. And I think if we approach God and realize, no, God, I just want you to be glorified, we won't get mad at the no's. We won't be mad when God tells us, no, that's not for you or not right now. It's like, okay, God, I just want to live a life that glorifies you. And I think if we live our life that way, C.S. Lewis talks about this idea of living to please God because he's the highest being. And when you do that, you actually get joy. Just like when you watch your sports team, you see them do well, you praise them. And it actually brings you, praising someone else, wearing their jersey actually brings you joy. And that's built into us. And so if we will do that with God, no, God, I praise you. I'll give you glory. It actually fulfills a joy in you your ultimate joy, your ultimate peace when you please God in that way. So being okay with that, because no, God, I'm just here for you.
Well, that's incredible. I amen that. I love it. Both of you guys as devos. That's great. I'm glad that didn't have grammatical errors. That's good. That's good.
It still does.
Oh,
I shouldn't read it.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. It's okay. God's not judging you for your grammar. That was judging for the heart. Today, I'm with you, Mike, reading about the different giant killers. And that spoke something near and dear to my heart. And that is this. As a leader, you should want other people to do better than you. I think what made David unique is he didn't have to have the shine. He's like, oh, man, that's a giant. Yo, shimmy, go get that guy, man. That fool's dead right now. Go ahead, go get him. Sock him up. Do your thing. Azizi or whatever his name was. Hey, man, see that six-fingered buffoon over there? Go get him, man. Go handle business. Don't worry about it. You got him. That was a whole race of people, the giants. 6 fingers, 6 toes. And once David took down the first one, he made giant killers out of everybody. He said, if you're willing to pay the price and you're willing to go take him on, I'll show you how to kill him. I love that. I want all the pastors that I have connections with, that I help plant churches, I tell them all the same thing. I want you to go further, faster than I ever did. I want you to do more. I want your reach to be bigger. I want your generosity to be stronger. I want everything better for you than I ever had for myself. I don't care. I want to give you the widest shoulders to stand on that you can start already 3 years faster than I did. I don't care. I don't need the shine. I don't need the credit. I don't need anything. I just need you to go kill giants. And I think, to me, that's what David emulated. That's what David did. David was like, you know what, man? I've already killed my giant. I'm going to teach you how to kill the giant. Now, instead of having one giant killer, we got 5 giant killers. That we'll no longer ever live intimidated again of these suckers right here because we could take them all out. Next time Goliath's brother come talking all the papas, right? Come talking all the trash. You're like, yo, dog, I just got this new kid that I just trained up. He got you. Don't even worry about it. You come to me, with dogs. Yeah, this dog about to bite. And that's what I want. I want listen, I love the church. I want the church to do well, period. I want the church to thrive. I want the church, and I want the pastors who are leading it to do well and to move the needle of heaven and to build up the kingdom. I don't do this whole thing competition and all this other stuff. Nah, man. I want people to go further, faster. I want them to do well. I want us all to be giant killers. I want you to kill it for your campus. I want you to kill it for your family. I want you guys to slay all this. I want you to do far better than I did. I want you to look back, I'm going to be turning 50 here real quick. I want you to look back when you turn 50 and just be caught up in all the memories of like all the kingdoms like David subdued and all the giants he killed. And we're sitting around telling stories. That's what I want. Why? Because I want to train up giant killers. Because that's how we move the needle of heaven. That's how we subdue kingdoms again. Because we're not fighting against flesh and blood. We're fighting against real spiritual authorities and demons. So that's who our battle's against, and we need to be taking them out. This is spiritual warfare. And that's what we need to do. Closing on spiritual warfare. 1 Chronicles 10. So Saul died for his unfaithfulness, which he committed against the Lord, because he did not keep his word to the Lord, and also because he consulted a witch, a medium, a demonic entity for guidance and counsel. That hit me. Now we immediately, right, I put this in my Devo, we immediately think of like tarot cards. We think of like palm readers, right? We think of witch doctors today, witches, and what was that lady's name who could
Cleo.
Cleo. We think of Miss Cleo. We think of all these things, but do you know what Psalms 1 says? Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sit at the seat of the scorner, right? Or sit with mockers. But his delight is in the what? Law of the Lord. And on that law thus he meditated on day and night. He should be like a tree planted by the streams of living water, whose fruit does bear in due season. Not so the wicked. And I got to thinking, I said it yesterday, you can't be a Christian and a Leo. Right? So I was telling people, you can't be a Christian and gets you some karma. You're mixing up your religions here. You're just a Christian. I got to thinking when I was driving home, you know what the most ungodly person that we consult on a regular basis, the most ungodliest thing that we seek advice from on a regular basis is our unregenerative mind. It's our own personal thoughts. You know how many times I thought that was a good idea and it was contrary to the word of God? Blessed is man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. There ain't nothing more ungodly than this brain between my two ears. That if I do not read the word and it does not renew and transform my thought pattern, I'm stuck in a rut. So we so quick to judge, and we should, tarot cards and palm reading and soothsayers and all this other stuff. I'm with you. That's demonic. That's foul. But we are overlooking and justifying our own personal thoughts that are what? An enmity against God. They're at war against God. You see where I'm going with this? Mm-hmm. That verse could be written about me. And Anthony did not fulfill his call and his purpose in his life. Why? Because he consulted himself instead of the Almighty God. Mm-hmm. We got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. So in our close today, we're going to start with you, Cook. How would you encourage somebody to have a healthy habit of renewing their mind, of regenerating their mind, of getting their mind to line up with God? What would you recommend today? Maybe they're stuck in a rut in their pattern of thought. They're not good enough. They're not this. They're not that. How would you tell them to break that funk? What would you tell them to do? And then we'll go Bishop and I'll close.
I would say one of the things that could help you is to develop really good daily disciplines.
Give it to us.
And so one of the ways that you can get out of your funk is by reading the Word of God. And I think that sometimes gets overlooked. People maybe will, I want to read my Bible and just sit down and just go at it for an hour. And so not that that's like a bad thought, but they'll want to do that and they'll end up doing it once every 2 weeks. But just a little bit a day. That's why we talk about the Bible reading plan that we offer at the church. Like, it's just a little bit a day. Now, should you stop there? No, do more. But that little bit of the day will help you to stay on track. Develop that discipline where it's like, no matter what, I'm going to read my scripture today. And it builds upon itself. You're spending time with God. You're allowing God to speak to you. And it really does renew that mind. So that there's a few daily disciplines, but I would just start with that. Just start with scripture.
What you got?
Yeah, just make a commitment unto the Lord. Actually say, I'm going to do this and actually do it. A lot of times, we complicate things and we think, I got to do this, I got to do that. It was like, well, will you just give yourself over to God? And then allow him to speak to you, let him lead you, let him guide you. And then from there, allow yourself to be pastored. But you do unto God and let yourself be pastored by other people. Let them speak into your life. Let them help guide you and lead you and now help you know, am I on the right track? Is what I'm thinking or ideas I'm thinking and the way I'm living, is this correct? Is it lining up with God? And from there, I think you'll find yourself making the right decisions, having the right answers, going to the Word, and you'll be able to make those decisions for yourself. But I think starting off with, it's really like, no, God, I will live for you. Simply just making that commitment. A lot of times people are just like, you're back and forth. Like, oh, I don't know if I could do every Sunday, or I don't know if I want to actually change my life. Because if you do that, I believe God's going to empower you, but you have to make the commitment first. He'll give you the strength to actually make those changes. But sometimes we don't want to make the commitment. God's not forcing himself on you. The Holy Spirit's not going to say, no, I'm going to force you to do it. So first make the commitment and then realize you will be empowered to make the right decisions.
Yeah. Both of those are great answers. I love it. Thank you so much. Here's what I'm going to say. Everything's about your diet. I recently saw a trainer. He said, listen, you can't out-train a poor diet. If you start with your diet, it's all going to come into works. And it's going to come into works a little bit quicker than others if you actually train well as well. And so I thought about that, and I go, man, you can't out-pray a bad diet. You can't out-read a bad diet. You can't out-read or out-worship a bad diet. You need essentials. You need a healthy worship life. Turn off the secular music, put on some worship music. You need a healthy Bible reading plan. Put down the other book and pick up the good book. You need a healthy prayer life. Put down Sports Center and try praying. You need some basic essentials in your life. You need fellowship. You need prayer. You need worship. And you need the reading of God's word. If you have a healthy, balanced diet, you can't go wrong. And when you need it most, the Holy Spirit will call a verse that is going to bless your life. When you need it most, you'll have a song in your heart when the blues come to hit. You will be well prepared. I just encourage everybody to work these disciplines in. Worship, prayer, reading. If you spend time in your car, just throw on worship for the first part. If you spend time in your car, throw on the Bible, let it read to you. I'm telling you right now, if you will get a well-balanced diet, you will see that you're being productive in your life and you're overcoming in some of these things that we call temptations and battles. I really feel like it's going to make the difference. This has been the Not Offended Podcast. Peace. We're out.